up to her with a cup of hops in my hand. Piece of rock candy in my coat pocket, man, I knew she'd understand. I said, hey, would you like to take a tumble with me? No reason why not, as far as I can see. Beverly, Brontosaurus, heavenly, what was in store for us? I took her for a ride, man, we didn't have to go too far. I took my best wish and I put it on a falling star. And she said to me, are you ready for a big surprise? 2 weeks later, I was still hospitalized. Beverly, Brontosaurus, Beverly, cuss. Beverly, oh, come back to me. Oh, Beverly, oh. Four Bronto burgers and a pack of fries ain't too much for a guy his size. He's into art and archaeology. The girls all study his anatomy. He's the best I know when it comes to sports. Looks so good in his swimming shorts. Champ of champs if you care to check. Oh, he's better than the rest. He's a Hammersaurus when it comes to chicks. Hard to say how he gets his kicks. He's got the nicest cave in town. Done of course in pastel brown. He drives a super set of wheels. Imagine how that must feel. He's been accepted at Slate Town U. The clothes he wears are always new. He spends money like it grows on trees. Never asking nothing without the word please. A model citizen of our stone age. For Magnon Man, he's a latest rage.
One. Hi, hello everyone. You may notice that this podcast has less beards and glasses. And that's
What's that?
okay.
It does.
Be- Yes. Anthony isn't here. He has some family in town. He's doing his thing.
Yeah,
He
no,
might
it's
show up. He
annoying.
might not. Who knows? So you got the three of us tonight. So I finally get to live out my dream of being the first camera. Feels weird.
Oh yeah, huh?
Feels real weird.
I'm here in the bottom. Hey,
Sure
if we
are.
go like this, we could make like a triangle. Kind of spaced out, but I think that's how that works. Oh, this looks different than how I saw it on stream. Maybe I should have followed live on stream.
Yeah, that would work.
Leland, let's make a triangle.
What?
Wait. Oh, I'm this way actually.
The other way, yeah.
Wait.
So Leland, you have to.
I
You have to
can't follow.
there you go. There you go.
Where do I go then?
Steph, look at the
This is-
stream.
This is stupid.
Yes. All right. Anyway, Steph,
It did not work the way I wanted it to.
Steph, that was your terrible idea. Why don't you tell us
I know
some
it was.
stuff?
It was not. It was not good. It was bad.
This is the worst fusion ever.
Yeah. Oh no.
Steph, you were telling me about divorce.
Yeah. So on my way to work this morning, the topic was divorce. And I thought it was interesting because apparently it's a thing to
get
have a
divorced?
divorce registry.
Oh, okay. Hang on. So
Yeah.
like a wedding
Which
registry, but
also
for divorce?
Yeah. So essentially, obviously, when people get divorced, things get split up. So they were talking about how they
Like
should
them
have a
legs.
divorce registry. That way, people can get the stuff that their other partner probably took. So it's like instead of trying to argue on who gets a coffee machine, you can both have coffee machines.
Okay.
You could both get a couch. It just depends on who's willing to buy this thing off your divorce registry.
Because it's kind of like congratulations, you're separated. Like,
Yeah, which I
here's a
found out
coffee
that's
maker.
actually a thing on Amazon. Like if you Google divorce registry, there's so many gifts to give divorced people
Yeah,
as gifts.
sure.
But
Like-
I just thought it was wild that like, okay, apparently there's a very split argument. There's some people who truly support this because then they don't have to worry about coming up with their half of the stuff that they lost. And then there's people who are arguing that I bought you a wedding gift and now I got to buy you a divorce gift.
Yeah, like it is kind of weird because again, it's like you're celebrating the fact you're now separated. Hey, congratulations, your marriage failed.
Well,
Here is a toaster.
It's not so much of that. It's more of just helping support them because they lost shit. But also having somebody else carry the weight that they lost.
Yeah, no,
from
like
stuff.
I get that sentiment, but to
Yeah.
me, you can't not think that you're getting a present because someone's marriage failed.
I mean, yeah, but they're asking for it. They're the ones who made the registry. They're doing this registry.
Yeah, no,
in
again,
hope.
I totally understand
Yeah.
that. That's,
Like, I feel like this is a specific type of person
yes.
to go through the avenues of doing all this. Is that Poppy or Lollipop?
Bubbly.
I'll
Down the wrong
Bubbly.
tube. Ah. Ah.
Yeah, that's
Ah.
bite.
Tonic water.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Steph,
like-
is this
Like
your
drinking
roundabout way?
static.
Is this your roundabout way of telling us that you're getting divorced?
No, I just thought it was
Congratulations. Where are you registered? Target?
on Amazon.
No, I ain't giving them more money.
Why not? I could get it in 2 days.
We're on their service right now.
I know. It's if it doesn't make at this point. They're going to own everything.
I'm not gonna lie. I keep seeing deals. I saw a deal today. I'm gonna get a standing desk on Thursday.
Nice. Standing desks are nice. I like standing desks.
It was $60.
But you
Like
know
in
what's also really cool? A savings account.
I could save after I get what I want. I saved by buying this thing. It was originally $140, and I was just like, you know
Oh,
what?
well, okay,
Wow,
never mind.
$50 coupon. It brought it down to 80. What? $25 worth of credit. $60 standing desk.
So I take it
Thursday.
you get to keep that standing desk in the divorce, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you. I
divorce
just thought
got
it
me
was an
thinking.
interesting thing.
Divorce has me thinking about loss.
Oh,
This is
how
a
so?
bad transition, but I'm going
Jordan
straight
has
into it.
segues this evening, you all, so this is going to be interesting.
I'd like to see how you get us to the other
So-
other places.
On Sunday, I beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and let me
Okay.
tell you, for the rest of that day, I was battling against post-game depression the rest of the day. Now I don't know if this is the thing
This
that
is
other people
true.
get. I don't know if this is the thing that other
Yeah.
people get, but like usually after I beat a game or like I finish reading a book that I'm very emotionally invested in, I get super low. Like I just it's just like it's like as I described it to Steph, like it's like saying goodbye to old friends because the characters of Final Fantasy VII, I love them. I've loved them since 1997 with the original game. And play,
Brag.
I know. But like with playing remake and then now playing rebirth, the characterizations of these characters, it's like it's how I've always imagined them, but
Mhm.
it's awesome getting to see that finally, like in a more cinematic way, where they actually say things to each other now, and it's really cool. Like there's so many things in that game that make me wonder if you've never played the original Final Fantasy VII, how are you going to react to any of these things, especially the ending, which I'm not going to spoil or
Don't
talk
you dare.
about.
Because I will play it eventually. I just have
Yeah.
to free up some time and a lot of space, apparently.
Yeah. It I think it's
I get it, though.
around 100. It's like
Also,
80 to
I'm going to
100
wait
gigs.
for it to go down a little bit in price. Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
Mm.
That's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
mean, I haven't even finished Spider-Man 2.
damn,
I know.
because that's a
That
I
thing came out
actually-
last year.
and it's a great game, and it's kind of short.
Yes.
Well,
Is
I
it
thought
kind
would
of
take-
short?
yeah,
Because
it's
I
not-
feel
it's
like
kinda
it's
take me a while.
okay. I was gonna say
It is
it's
pretty-
kind of a long game.
But
It
the
is,
thing is,
but
we
it
all
also
do all the
isn't.
things. That's why it takes a long
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
Yeah.
Steph,
if
go
you
on.
No,
just
like I
focus
am
on
in.
the story-
Go ahead, Steph. Sorry.
Yeah. If you focused on the story,
yeah,
then it
Yeah, you-
it does go by
yeah.
pretty quick.
If you focus on just the story in Spider-Man 2, you'll probably finish it in maybe, I'm gonna say 10 hours.
Right.
16? 15?
If you're doing straight just the story, I would say
Oh, okay, yeah.
maybe around 10 hours. But with all the other stuff in it, yeah, I think I put like 45 or 50 hours into it because it's a great game, lots
Yeah.
of fun. Leland, you were saying?
Yeah, go on.
Oh no, I was just saying like I'm enjoying the game. I just I haven't had a lot of time, and then like
yeah.
Suicide Squad came out, and I've been in a real big DC move, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, let me play that for a while, and then I stopped playing that because
Yeah,
that
we stopped
game
playing that.
it's fun and I like it, but man, is the
Controls?
yeah, I guess is the controls.
The
They are
transitioning,
not. They are
the,
not
like-
where they should be. Like I was like,
Oh.
you all have a lot of extra shit being thrown in on this that did not require it. Batman did it fine.
Yep.
This
yeah.
is my punch button. You have extra like, well, you have to do this and this and this. And I was like, this is a lot.
You have to
I can
hold
see
down
why you would
L2 and
say
press
that.
R1 to shoot a counter shot, and then you
Yeah.
never
I was like-
explained that shit ever.
I was like,
Yeah.
it took me almost an hour and a half one day to fight this one thing, and I did not realize that I wasn't hurting anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, because I have to go do this other thing first, get a certain type of power, then shoot these things to get. And I was like, I don't got time for this.
Yeah.
Just tell me where I gotta
Leland,
go
you
next.
have to kill the Terminauts to get their damage boost, so then you could kill the normal enemies.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have time for this. I would
They-
like you to tell me where I have to kill Green Lantern.
They tell you this in one splash screen, and then
Yeah.
if you skip through it, they never again tell you what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of
I
just have to figure it out or die. And
I
try
mean, I'm
again.
enjoying the game, but I'm finding myself kind of like, I don't understand the menu screen. Like, I don't know where to go next.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind
that
of
too.
fall into things,
Yeah.
and they're making me really care about that. I assume she's made up for the game. I don't know for sure. The
Hack.
the AI game
Oh,
character.
I kind of like when
I
they
like
when
her,
she
but-
talks.
She's fine, but
Please
like
come
they're
over to
making me
the, like, the-
really. She's like, but
Yeah.
now you have to go do these missions for me. I'm like, do I?
Here's the thing, Leland. Right now in Suicide Squad, I'm at the point where I could just go and fight Brainiac, right? I have killed the Justice League. They are dead. And let me tell you,
Spoiler.
it name of the game. Kill the Justice League. Like it's right there. Let me tell you, stop playing the game. It's not worth it. It is not worth putting any more time into that goddamn game. Look, when the game first came out, I was a big Like, no,
You
no,
were a
give it a
big
chance.
fan.
You guys have to give this a chance. It's Rocksteady. Because like the first 2 hours, fucking fantastic. So
Sure.
fucking good. You go into the Arkham Museum and it's the best fucking segment in the entire
Yeah.
game. And that
Oh, I
never
haven't been
happens
there yet.
again.
Yeah,
Never
I
happens again.
I don't even have enough strength yet to go fight Green Lantern. And like
Yeah.
he's the first thing I have to take care of. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I tried to fight him and I couldn't even get close to him. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not powerful enough yet.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah.
just go about the normal story, you'll fight
What's Green Lantern, Batman, Superman, right?
you fight the Flash first, then Green Lantern, then
Well, Flash. Oh,
Batman.
okay. So I guess they corrupt Flash then.
Yes.
'cause
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He's been kidnapped at this point.
Also,
I don't
not
even
a spoiler.
remember that
You
part.
see in the trailers, Flash is also evil.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, it was fine. Yeah, like I like the concept behind the game, and I think the
Yes, same.
characters and the designs are all great. I just kind of was like, I will admit though, I hate the new Poison Ivy because no,
Yeah, I don't
but
like
that's also because I'm a huge Poison Ivy fan. So
Yeah.
when she came out as like a 10-year-old, like very annoying green child, I was like, nah,
I
no,
didn't
you
even
need to put
see
that
that.
bitch. You need to put that bitch back
Poison
in
Ivy
seedling form.
is a child. She has
Yeah.
no memories of Harley. She has no
Yeah,
memories
I
of
was like,
anyone. And then at some
nah.
point, Boomerang puts a bomb in her head. Just
Yeah, I was like, yeah, where's my sexy plant lady?
she died in Arkham Knight.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This is
I still need
sad.
to play those.
Oh,
Spoiler.
absolutely
Got 'em on
play,
a deal.
absolutely play the
Oh, those
Arkham
are good
games.
games,
They're
Steph.
so goddamn
Yeah.
good.
I got
Yeah,
the
I'll get
trilogy
around
for
to it
like
eventually.
$5.
Yeah.
It's hard. I can't draw and work and play games and watch movies all the same day.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fair.
really
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta
like
pick one.
because I have not been watching anything really. I've mostly just been playing video games, which is why I played Suicide Squad all the way to basically the end. Now here's the thing, I have not beaten Brainiac yet, but once I beat Brainiac, do you know what I get to do after that?
Stall.
No, nothing.
Oh,
I,
thought
I,
you were
I could
gonna
just start
install.
doing missions again, and then eventually unlock the Joker, and then go and fight Brainiac 12 more times before you actually get the actual ending of the game. Now, here's the fucked up thing. The other 12 Brainiacs are not in the game yet. So once you beat Brainiac, you don't even get an ending. The game just stops there. It just
you have to wait.
you have to. So now that the Joker's
So
out,
like, wait,
you can now do
I
the
have to
Joker
wait for
stuff.
the update.
Yes. They have locked the actual ending behind 13 updates. That game is
I
not
thought there
gonna
was like
get.
an end
It is
game.
not gonna get that. Well,
That is-
the end game is doing the elsewhere stuff where you jump to different dimensions and you just do random missions basically. The idea was you're supposed to go into a different else world, you fight the Brainiac there, you beat Brainiac, and then you do it 12 more times, and then that's when you actually defeat Brainiac. But that is not in the game yet. The act of
they're
defeating
just
Brainiac
prolonging-
for real is not in the game yet.
Thing.
No, I don't have patience for this thing.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
I don't
play-
either.
I'll go back to Spider-Man. At least I know that has an ending.
Like,
An ending that I just on it. This is the truth. This is the true.
yeah.
I know that ending is going to be sad, and I'm just prolonging the sadness
Oh,
because I know it's about two friends breaking up, and I'm like, that's sad right now. I don't want that nonsense in my
Yep.
world.
That is
It's
fair. Yep,
like,
that's
for the
100%
first-
fair.
yeah. I see
yeah,
what you
for
mean.
the first time ever, they made me care about Harry Osborn, and that has
Oh, man.
never happened.
Yeah.
Harry kind of sucks all the time.
All the time. Even in the
Yeah.
comics for the last 45 years, he has sucked. So when they made him interesting, I was like, oh, this is going to be real bad.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
not
a
gonna
lot
s-
of
I'm not going to speak further on the Spider-Man
yeah.
story.
No,
Just
yeah.
get to the ending though. It's a great game. It's such a great game. The final fight's a lot of
It's,
fun.
I'll get
all those
to,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Scott unlocked that new, or he downloaded the new Tekken character yesterday. So he was
Eddie
playing that
Gordo.
last night. Yeah.
Getty Gord.
Yeah, see,
I don't know
now-
who any of those Tekken
What
people
is,
are.
what is it?
I'm a Mortal Kombat person, and I was like, I don't know any of these people. I know the blonde chick,
He does this,
Nina
what is it?
Williams.
yeah, Nina. I was like, couldn't even think of her name right. I wanted to say
Oh.
Vanessa, and I was like, that's not right.
Is she in purple sometimes?
Nina,
Maybe.
yeah. She usually wears purple. She's wearing a purple dress in this one.
She has a sister, right? The redhead.
Yes, Anna,
Yeah.
who is a psychopath.
That was Nina and Anna. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And the guy that's not in it, the old man.
Yeah, because he died in the last game. He was thrown into
Sure.
lava. He is gone.
I mean-
he is gone.
Tekken is the one with the Asian girl with the rolled up thick white socks.
What?
Did you just describe every video game from Asia?
She has white
From
socks
Asia.
that she rolls, and they just look like big white rolls.
Okay,
like
you're talking about Zhao
atop
Yu.
her shoe.
You're talking about Zhao Yu.
Okay, yeah.
She wears yellow and black.
Like a bumblebee?
Kind of.
What's her? Hold on, I gotta look.
Her
it up.
thing is crane stance. Like she gets real low.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Zhao
remember
Yu.
her. I remember that character.
Yeah. I remember.
I love
like,
that you knew that from
I
that
remember.
very bad description. No offense, Steph.
No, once you see how rolled up these socks are, you'll understand. So let me get a picture real quick.
Steph is
post it in the
really
chat for
remembering
everyone
the
to see.
Tekken 3 design of Zhao Yu, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I
Rolled
remember.
up
God,
socks.
Jesus Christ. I
Tekken
remember this was years and years and years ago. At SDSU, before they did all the reconstruction stuff at the school, there was like a bowling alley that had a Tekken cabinet there. I forgot who I was even there, but I think this was before I was even going to SDSU. Anyway, I saw this guy who was playing Tekken. I'm like, oh man, I haven't played Tekken forever. I don't think I'm really good. And I said this with an earshot of the guy, and I was like, "Hey, can I just fight you?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I picked Zhao Yu, and I fucking whooped his ass. And I had not, mind you, at this time, I don't have like fight sticks or any of those things, and this is an arcade cabinet. So I whooped this dude's ass on a Tekken cabinet using arcade buttons. I whooped this guy's fucking ass, and when I beat him with 2 rounds, there's 3. He's like, You're bad, huh? And he stormed off. And I was like, there's still one more round, and I got it perfect. I just walked away. I felt bad because I thought this dude knew something because he's playing Tekken by himself. So I thought, okay, I could just challenge this guy. I'll get my ass up, whatever. And I put his dick in the ground. Anyway, so I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I don't know why I always enjoy that saying because it's just so random.
This
'Cause he's-
isn't her.
What?
All
The
right, Steph,
character
show
I'm
us this
thinking of
rolled up sock
has-
woman.
No, because I can't find it. I need to
Oh,
find it.
no
It-
worries.
It's an Asian girl with
Yes.
short black hair. She has like a white headband, and I think she is in shorts or something
you're-
like that.
Jun
And she has these
Kazama.
rolled up, huh?
Jun Kazama. You are now describing Jun Kazama from Tekken 3.
Jun.
Sorry, Jun Kazama. Jun.
Jun.
Jun Kazama. Kazama. Kazama.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
God.
Where are these thick socks? June.
you're so focused on the thick socks.
Because it's a very descriptive thing. Is it? Socks.
Anyway,
Once
So I
find
beat-
it, you'll
I beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right?
found it.
And with the socks and all.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Of course
post that
you
in
did. It's-
post that
it's-
in
Thick
Pod
socks.
Talk.
I'm telling you, they look like big rolls of socks. They're very specific.
Oh, you're looking
I will
at
post it.
her. Was that Tekken?
She found
Five?
Tekken Feet Wiki, and she's
She
on it.
had-
She's on it.
It was such a. I just remember that very specific look where I was just like,
I like
Why
that
are
Steph
your-
picks the most non-iconic character from Tekken to focus
because
on the
what I
rolled
used
socks.
to do, because it's very specific. I
Steph,
used to
that
get long
character
socks.
died in Tekken 2.
Well, I used to get long socks, and I used to get them from the very top and roll them down all the way to my ankle, so it looked like a little round white donut.
So you got a little
and
white
That's
donut on
why
your
it's very
ankles?
specific in my head.
Why were
But
your little
why
tap
though?
shoes?
Because she was the example, and I wanted to do that too because I thought it looked cool.
No judgment. I was just wondering if it was like someone famous did it and you were emulating them, but no, you were emulating.
A look. That's
This-
it. It was
this
just
chick.
a look, but I was just like, I'm gonna do this now.
Scott, is she alive, or is that just her spirit talking to Jin again? Like, Granted, I still need to play through the story mode because I'll try to
I
get to it
posted on
now since I
Pod Talk.
finally beat Rebirth. Anyway, I beat
Well,
Rebirth.
good.
and I was-
We want you. I want a full review next week.
she's alive. You know what? Good for her.
Well, that means is it Kinchi? Is that the bad guy, the old man?
Kazuya.
Am I making that up?
So Heihachi Mishima is the old man
Okay,
with the
when I said Kinchi, I meant that name, and now I feel real bad. I don't know his name, but he also not real, so
You
I
said-
don't really care.
you named a Mortal Kombat character.
Did I really? That's how it works, man. I know Mortal Kombat shit, but only like the last like 5 games.
Wait,
The history,
what's
and I
the
know
blind
some of the
swordsman's name?
history.
What's the blind swordsman's name?
Is it
I
Kinchi?
I don't know the name.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right? Isn't that Kenshi?
Or it's maybe
is it-
starts with a T.
I don't know
Tenchi?
them by number.
Blind
Like which Mortal
Swordsman.
Kombat.
He was
I just
only
know
in
some-
like
K1.
one of the games. He did not
Yeah, it's
come back
Kenshi.
for
It's
one of the
Kenshi.
other. Yeah.
It's Kenshi. All right.
Oh, kimchi is food and also
Yes.
a
Kimchi, yes.
Korean drag queen.
Oh, I like that.
So I
Yeah, I
beat
was
Final
like,
Fantasy
okay.
VII Rebirth,
And you're very upset
and I
that
was
you
ex-
don't have another one.
and I was on the brink of depression, and then Monday I decided I'm gonna play Dragon's Dogma 2. Now at the time, I didn't know what to expect. I kind of went into Dragon's Dogma 2 entirely blind. I wasn't like, my buddies Cody and Shane, they were going nuts, posting all these things in our Discord about it. I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna read none of that. I'm just gonna jump in this game, just figure it out. I was also in an elevated state of mind when I started this game up. And let me describe to you the first 30 minutes of this game. The game opens, you're in a beautiful banquet hall in a castle, and guys like, ladies and gentlemen, our king has returned finally. And then this is whole fanfare and all this stuff, and this, like, you never get to see your character's face at this point, but it's covered up and you're walking up, everyone's like, yeah, finally we have a king, we're so happy. And then you pass out, and then you wake up, and then you're a slave. Now, my character's black, so this is really funny to me. I was like, oh, I'm a
my
king, yeah.
goodness.
And then I fall asleep, I wake up, oh, I'm a slave. So like, okay, I guess this is how this is starting. Then the guy's like, all right, you slaves, come over here and go and do stuff. I'm like, all right. So I start following this line of other slaves, and then this dude stops me. He's like, hey man, if you ever need any help, just let me know. I got you. Also, get back in line. I'm like, dude, you stopped me. And then I got out of the conversation, and then the people I was following were gone. So I had no idea where they were. So this guy just starts running. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna follow behind him. And then we get over into this cave, and he's like, all right, you think you're so cool, slave? Then pick up these rocks. I'm like, okay, I'm the best slave. So I ran over, I picked up a boulder, brought it back, put it down in front of him. I was like, oh my God, you're the best boulder picker-upper I've ever seen. And then a cutscene happens, and this Friar Tuck looking ass dude is like, oh my God, Medusa's here! Medusa! Go kill Medusa! And then these people run out, and they all get murdered by Medusa and turn to stone. So then my guy grabs a sword and shield, and I start fighting Medusa. I'm like, all right, time to die, Medusa. I jump on that bitch, and I just start stabbing and stabbing. And then she runs away. I'm like, oh no, she ran away. And then that guy that told me to pick up a boulder is just like, all right, dude, let's fucking run. So we start running. He's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. There's a cliff. Jump off the cliff. It's the only way. I'm like, all right. So we jump off the cliff. And then Friar Tuck looking ass dude runs over. No, come back here. You're my slaves. You can't run away. And then they look over they get to the edge of the cliff where my guy just jumped off, and a griffin starts flapping up. And I'm on the back of this griffin with this dude that I was with, and we just fly off on this griffin's back. And we're flying off. Dragon's Dogma shows up. That's the title card. And then the griffin gets shot by a ballista that nobody saw apparently, because my guy and the guy I'm with, no one looked. We did not look to our right. That's where the ballistas are. We did not look there. So the griffin dies, and then I wash ashore. The griffin's dead behind me, and then I look behind me, and the guy that I was with is slowly being eaten by tentacles in the river I just got out of. And he's just like, nah, bro, it's cool. I'm a pawn. It don't matter. Just get a wake stone. It'll be all right. And he just sinks in, dead. He's gone. My character is just like, turns around, walks the other way. And then immediately, 3 soldiers are like, hey, was that you on that griffin? I'm like, yeah, the griffin's like right behind me. Like you can see its body like in the cutscene behind me. He's like, well, that's weird. Come follow me. And then I go follow this guy back to his camp. And then the second I get to I'm not even in the camp yet. People greet us at the gate. They're like, oh my God, the Arisen's here. We're your pawns. We'll do whatever the fuck you want. I'm like, oh, okay. So I summon a pawn. Pawns are just like companions. You get to make one loyal pawn, which you get to, do all the customization for them. And then you have to hire 2 other pawns just to complete your party. So I did all these things. And I'm like, all right, cool. I guess this is what's happening now. This game is so unintentionally funny that
Yeah, that's the part that I was getting at.
immediately no depression. I'm like, I'm in, guys. This is great. There was one point, like yesterday, I was just journeying along, walking down the road with my pawns, and all of a sudden we get ambushed by wolves. I'm like, all right, cool. I kill 2 wolves, easy. I turn around, I see my loyal pawn getting her neck bitten by a wolf. Is about to drag her off. I'm like, no, my loyal pawn. So I run over there, I stab the wolf, and I pick it up and I throw it off a bridge. And the other pawn next to me is just like, I've never seen anyone do that before. Give her a high five and we continued on our journey. It's a great game. I love this game so much. What's up?
It's interesting that they have reactions.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like that. It's like what I would imagine, like, yeah, I have no concept of like what this game style looks like, or like I'm caught between like
it is a third-person action
Borderlands
game.
meets Baldur's Gate.
It is Baldur's Gate without all the dice rolls. You directly control your one character, and you have these pawns. They fight with you, collect stuff for you. They're your companions. Yeah, third-person action game. What's up?
Do you pick what you want to do?
Yeah, you get to choose your vocation. Like I picked fighter, but you can switch your vocation at any time. You just have to go to an inn and change to thief, archer, mage. Yeah, I'm already a fighter, and then I need to complete a quest so I could become a sorcerer or a warrior after that. And then there's other vocations or classes you could get later on in the game.
But do you answer questions like how you would Baldur's Gate? Like, do you have choices of what to do?
I mean, kind of, yeah. It's just like, hey, man, I got this problem. Will you help me? Yes or no. Then you go out and just go and do it. Like, but yeah, there's no dice rolls like Baldur's Gate. I feel like this is more like your speed of a game, Steph, compared to Baldur's Gate. But at the same time, I don't know if you would enjoy the game because the game tells you absolutely fucking nothing. Like it took me like 3 or 4 in-game days to walk from like one town to like the main city I'm supposed to go to. Lots of fun. I'm living out my isekai fantasy. It's fantastic. But the saves in the game, there's like 3 types of saves. There is the autosave, but the game straight up tells you do not rely on autosave. Then there's the manual save, and then there's also the inn save. So you go to an inn or a hotel, and then that is its own type of save, which it's like the main save. So in case shit goes wrong when you're out in the field, just use your inn save. Now, hey, you're back here at this town, but you might lose that time of adventuring. I haven't had to use that yet. I've just been using the normal manual save, and you only have one save slot, so try not to fuck up. So it's it is the in 2024 it is the best PS3 game I've ever played.
Yeah, and that's what I remember you describing it.
It is straight up a PS3 game on the PS5. that is what Dragon's Dogma 2 is. Because apparently, they ran out of time or money while making the original Dragon's Dogma. So Dragon's Dogma 2 is just that here's all the stuff that we wanted to put in the first game, but it's here now, and here you go. It's a PS3 game. That is what it is.
Okay.
And
Is this multiplayer or is this
no,
just a
not at all.
solo thing?
it's a solo game. I
Okay.
kind of wish it was multiplayer, but that's just not what Dragon's Dogma is, and I'm that's fine. It's okay. I get again. I get to live out my isekai fantasy. I get to pretend I'm in this fantasy world, just adventuring along, walking down a road with my friends. We get attacked by goblins. I throw the goblins off cliffs. It's a great time. Sometimes I take one goblin who has a shield, and I throw him at another goblin with a shield, and they just both die. I'm like, cool. I don't have to deal with either of you now.
I feel like I would just have to test a demo or see how the gameplay goes to see if I'm invested. I've not watched a video, so I have no idea.
I don't
At all.
think. Okay, watching videos and playing the game are two entirely separate experiences. Because watching the game, you're like, oh my god, this game looks amazing. But then playing the game, you're like, oh, you have to do all of these things to make amazing things happen by chance.
I'll still look at it.
Yeah,
I'll-
it's like
I'll-
one of
I'll
those
see
games
where
where
it goes.
it's really based off like it has there's all these systems happening, so a lot of emergent gameplay moments just tend to happen. And if you're into that, I
Mhm.
think Dragon's Dogma is the game for you. It's kind of like how if say in Red Dead Online, you're just you're walking along with your horse and you just see a bear attack another animal, and then you get a little bit too close and the bear looks at you and then charges you too. It's like that kind of feel. Like you could just be out minding your own business. You see a goblin lighting a bison on fire, so you run over to help the bison, and then you're
That's
fighting
so
goblins now.
That's
That is the
just
thing
so
that happened
weird.
to me like maybe 2 hours ago.
Yeah, the things that you describe happen in the game are so silly and bizarre that I'm just like, huh,
Yeah,
It's-
and yeah,
it's weird.
it is a very silly and bizarre game, which is kind of what I needed because it really it's a stark contrast to Rebirth.
Okay.
Like it's like I went from like pinnacle RPG with all these high quality system mechanics and RPG elements and combo systems and all these things, and now I'm playing like a single attack button game. It's just like, all right, this is like it's different levels, and it's great.
Okay.
I was asking Cody and Shane like, hey, do I need to pay attention to the story of Dragon's Dogma 2? And they're like, nah, not really. It's not a great story. It's there. You could be engaged with it if you want to, or you could just go out and explore and find random quests from random people and do stuff with them, because there's a bunch of stuff to do in the world. You just have to find it. And it is kind of also low key it's kind of a hardcore ish RPG. Again, you have one save slot, so don't fuck up. That's like the main thing.
I would try it just so I can have an opinion on it.
Yeah, you should. How does Dragon's Dogma continue the story of Kevin Smith's Dogma? Well, you see, Loki swings in after you get your heart eaten by a dragon. That's the thing that happens in this game, by the way. You get your heart eaten by a dragon. That's where you're the risen soul thing, lore thing. Doesn't matter. Anyway, and then Loki shows up and is just like, hey, I'm not in this game. I don't know why I'm continuing with this. Yeah, your heart gets eaten by a dragon. You get to see it happen too, and it's weird. It's a weird thing. Because once in a whatever time, a dragon
Sounds
shows
like
up
strange.
and decides to pick one person to eat their heart and make them the arisen, who is the destined hero to kill the dragon. The dragon creates its own destroyer. That's just how the world works.
Are the conversations also silly?
No,
Like,
it is hyper serious. Everybody is very serious and speaking with like Shakespearean pray, walk over here, watch your ass, or whatever. Like they speak in like Shakespearean stuff, but then really silly things happen. A heart-based diet doesn't seem healthy. Yeah, well, the dragon seemed fine. He had very long arms.
I can't. can't comprehend what this is. It just sounds weird.
And here's the thing. Basically everything I've said is entirely true and absolutely happens in the game. Especially that
Yeah,
first 30
no, I
minutes of the
don't
game.
doubt you.
All that shit
It just
happens.
sounds
And
weird.
none of it makes sense to me. It's a great time.
Like I'll admit, I think I brought this conversation up in Final Fantasy 2, where I was just like, I guess I didn't realize that they curse so much.
Did you in remake they're cursing the entire time?
Yeah, but I don't really. I don't know. I guess it's
Like,
just I don't know. It caught me off guard.
Literally, as Barrett, when you use his overcharge ability, his triangle attack, he just says asshole and starts shooting. Like that's what he does.
Yeah, I was surprised when Tifa and Aerith called me an ass or called Cloud an asshole.
Well, that's
And it
because
was
you were
just
looking
like,
through
"You
Tifa's
asshole,"
closet.
and I was like, "Wow, just cursed at me."
Also,
Expected that.
again, in remake, when you first meet Aerith and you know, Cloud and Aerith are like jumping across rooftops and whatnot, and she's climbing a ladder, and the ladder breaks. She goes, "Shit!" Like it's one of the cutest scenes with Aerith in it, in remake, and they just continue that in Rebirth. It's great.
Yeah, I guess I forgot. It throws me off guard because not
Yeah.
well,
And
actually,
yeah,
no, I take that
the
back.
OG
There are other-
Final Fantasy VII was entirely text based, but every time Barrett curses, it's all like symbols. They censor it out,
Oh,
but he's
stars
cursing
and
all the
stuff.
time. Everyone is cursing all the time in the world of Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah, I
and now you
never
get to hear it,
realized
and it's
that.
great.
Yeah, it makes me question my reality as if it's like, did I really just hear that?
Yes, you did. It's a mature game for mature people,
M for mature.
and if you don't understand the ending of Rebirth, you're dumb. No, you're not supposed to understand the ending. That's
Is Rebirth? That's it.
nope. There's a third one.
Okay, that's all right.
Yep.
Carry on.
Because the remake, the remake of Final Fantasy VII has always been a trilogy.
Sure, I just hadn't heard of another part coming out, so I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah, because they're
Yeah.
not going to be mentioning that until
A couple years from
Later
now.
on.
I would like to say that we will get the third part in, I'm going to guess 2026, but it's probably closer to 2027. And it probably makes more sense for 2027 because there's a 7 at the end. And the original game came out in 1997. You know, it's this whole thing. They love 7s in this game. They love 7s.
Well,
a
it's
lot.
also like it took them a couple years to make this one, so take their
Yeah.
time. It's fine.
Yeah.
The money's there. It's just a matter of getting
Yeah,
it.
and like there was an article and they're saying how because a lot of the assets for part 3 have been built in Rebirth, and they just have to continue with that to make the third game. So I feel like the development time will be a lot faster this time, because I mean in 2020, you know, we got remake, and that was literally 10 years in the making, because they started on one engine, they had to switch to a new engine, and now that's what we have. But with Rebirth, they focused only on the PS5. It is a PS5 game. It might eventually come to PC, but they primarily built the game for PS5. So they don't have to worry about all the other different SKUs of video game consoles and PCs. Nope, PS5 game. Then that's going to carry over to part 3. So the dev time should be shorter for part 3. Going off my memory, yeah, there's still a lot of story left. I don't want to finish that thought because that will probably give some people a spoiler. So I'm not going to finish that one.
Fair enough.
Fair.
I am looking forward to part 3. And yes, media is going hard into trilogies lately. That is true. And yes, it's also a trilogy like the original 3 discs. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. I really want to, because again, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. And at this point, I think Rebirth has become my favorite game of all time, just because it is just Final Fantasy VII, but better and more. So there's that. Video games are cool, guys. They're really cool.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with them. They're great. I'm
This will
chilling.
this will be the only time I mention it. Leland, I really want you to play Helldivers with us. One day. One day.
But today is not that day.
But today is not that day.
That's okay. One day
And,
it'll be.
You know, really, after Dragon's Dogma, and I'll probably play Rise of the Ronin at some point. I don't really have another game I'm looking forward to except for the DLC for Elden Ring. I'm wearing a Elden Ring shirt with Ronnie the Witch on it for all the listeners out there. That is in June, so that's a long time from now. Actually, it's just 2 months from now.
Cool.
Looking forward to that.
Cool.
It's gonna be a good time. Leland,
What's up?
I have also watched X-Men 97.
Bring on your questions. I hope I can answer them to my best ability.
I bring up X-Men 97 not just because it came out in 1997 like Final Fantasy 7, but
Jesus
also,
Christ.
but also
I've
because
nothing
the
to
third,
go on.
but also the
I'm just
third
listening.
episode of X-Men 97 came out. And that is the most 90s episode of a cartoon show I've ever seen. In that, so many things happen in the span of 24 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just okay. Okay. Question number 1.
Sure.
Why choose the name that I froze on stream?
You did.
You did.
Yeah. My
You
yep, my,
froze in call.
yeah, I see that. That at least you can still hear me. That's good. All right, I'll
Yeah.
just get this out quick then. Why choose the name the Goblin Queen?
She has hell powers, but they didn't really go into that.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Why
Yeah.
make her costume so skimpy and sexy?
Oh, that's nothing. The actual the costume in the comics is famous for having an underboob.
Nice.
And they did not do the underboob in this.
Yeah. Why choose the name Madeline Pryor out of nowhere?
Because so in the comics, Scott Summers he finds her, he starts dating her. She's a full-fledged person living on her own. She has a name, she's a job, and he starts dating her, and then they, it was like a long time that they started dating, and then so that was just her name. So they
Okay.
just had her change her name at the end because that is her name in the comic. But yes, she technically he should have dated her for like quite a while before Jean showed back up.
Yeah.
But we have, 10 episodes and get there quickly. So yeah.
Mr. Sinister is there for maybe 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, he'll be back though.
It was all so confusing.
But very comic accurate to that story though, just like a very streamlined version of it.
Okay. At least there's that.
Yeah, I've not seen this.
Like I love Madeline Pryor. Like she a real bitch. And I enjoy her when she is bad and real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember her having any kind of powers, so that was fun for me. I was like, I didn't know you had powers. That's cool, I guess. But it's been a while since I've read a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff from the 80s. So still I love the hair. I'm obsessed with watching her, Jean Grey and Rogue's hair. The hair.
Ever since
Everybody's
I just
hair.
keep watching their hair now. Like it is
Yeah.
very well animated.
Like I really like their hair. So yeah. No, I enjoy it. I look forward to tomorrow night's episode. I know that they're gonna start dealing with the Storm stuff because that's a very famous story called Life and Death.
Oh.
And I saw the episode titles, and there's a 2-parter called Life and Death. So it was like, oh, so we're just gonna do that story straight out. So they're gonna do that.
Sweet.
I like that they brought in Forge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Yeah, Scott has a point. They keep sending away the black people.
They
So
did,
it's like-
and it's I'm trying not to I'm trying not to
Yeah.
focus on that.
I mean, but Bishop's in the cast. Like,
Yeah.
he'll be back. I don't know why. Fun side note. So this guy a couple weeks ago asked for me to hold the X-Men 97 comic that came out last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I did, and I didn't know who he was. Make a long story short, he was the voice of Bishop.
Oh shit.
So like he came in, he's a real nice kid. So like, he came in, we were chit-chatting, and I kind of like I and I asked him, like, well, let me know if there's like a Bishop cover that you want. I can, try to hold it for you. You just come on back in. And he's just like, oh, okay. And as I said that, some other customer who I have spoken to several times and did not really know who he is or what he does, and he looked over and he said the guy's name, and they both recognize each other. I had Bishop and Gambit in the store at the same time.
Wow.
That's
And I thought
awesome.
that was just really funny. And apparently the guy that is voicing Gambit is like a huge Gambit fan. Like, I guess he had a picture on his Instagram of him as a kid dressed up as Gambit.
Good.
So the fact that he got this job is kind of like his dream job.
That's awesome. Like,
Yeah, they're both really nice guys too. So
Yeah.
kind of like I spoke and talked to them for a bit. So it was kind of fun. But okay, so this is just I don't know what this story is. It's just happened. And it was very funny and very awkward. So we're at WonderCon this last weekend, which was, fine. Everybody had a good time. Yeah, great. So we're with my friends, Shane and Vanessa's wife, Jess. Steph, you've met both all
Yes.
three of those people. You know Jess
Yes.
and Vanessa. So we're walking around, and Vanessa's dressed up as Kitty Pryde, but specifically Kitty Pryde from like the 2016 Marauders book. She's like a pirate situation.
Yeah.
And Jess is just wearing like a Cheshire Cat onesie. So and Shane was dressed up as TVA Loki. I did Wolverine, but my hair melted due to the rain, so there aren't that many pictures of it. So we were at the cosplay area, just me and Shane earlier, and then we walked around, and when Vanessa showed up, she was like, oh, well, let's go down the cosplay area. I was like, okay. Because of the rain, every cosplayer was now inside the hall.
I could imagine that.
yeah. Definitely.
So we go down to the end there, and there is a large group of people doing like one of those meetups.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you can tell from what it is that it is a Black X-Men meetup.
Okay.
Great.
Blacksmith?
So it's all it's all Black X-Men characters, or gender swap or color swap X-Men characters that are now black, whatever. So they're all just kind of hanging around. And Jess is so funny because she doesn't, she's a mom. She doesn't really know. This is not her thing. So she doesn't, it's like it's the equivalent of a mom, like, oh, are you going to go play with your Nintendo?
Oh, yeah.
That means Nintendo is enter whatever gaming
Device,
system
yeah.
there is.
Yeah.
So she looks over and she goes, oh, honey, you should go join them. They're
Oh.
X-Men. and Vanessa, very white. And she goes,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to. She's like, she goes, I'm in a different group. I don't think I can go over there right now. And we were like, and we were laughing. We're like, I think it would be okay, but I get if you don't want to let go of it.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I'm good. And then we were looking, and there's this older black gentleman getting into a wheelchair. And Jess goes, oh, look, that's Dr. Xavier.
Oh no.
I thought she was going for I thought she was gonna say that.
And
But
we
that
looked
was
at her, we're like, did you say Dr. Xavier? And she goes, yeah, the bald guy. I'm like, so you saw an older gentleman getting in a wheelchair and you just assumed
that was a cosplay.
that's Professor Xavier? And she goes, oh, he's a professor. I'm like, that's what you took away from this. It's like,
Oh, correct me if I was wrong. Professor.
and then he's
Not doctor.
got two canes because and she goes, oh, I don't think he's cosplaying. I was like, no, he is an older gentleman with canes here supporting the arts. And she goes, oh, I thought those two canes were part of Dr. Xavier's outfit. So we thought that was just really funny. And I text Scott and I told him, and he writes me, he goes, 2 canes, is that a rapper? And I just could not stop
Oh,
laughing
that's
about
2
that
Chainz.
the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's 2 Chainz.
I will only ever call him Dr. X now.
Oh my god, it was so. She said it so earnestly that there was no malice. It was just like,
Yeah,
"Oh, look, honey, there's Dr. Xavier," and I was like, "He went to professor school. Don't
He has a
diminish his,
PhD.
yeah, don't diminish his education." So yeah, it was pretty funny. We watched around and we just kind of did stuff.
Mhm.
Lot of drinking. I drank so much,
Good.
so
Man.
much.
I'm
drinking.
glad.
Like at one point, I think because I bought alcohol for the room because
Yeah,
Nice.
why not?
that's fine.
So like at one point we went back to the room to change before going to Disneyland, and I just proceeded. Like me and Shane just drank. We just downed this. We hadn't eaten, so we just downed like some stuff, and we got to the outside the park waiting for them to come in over to let us in, and I was just so hungry. And I just went up to like not even the Disneyland hot dog people.
Oh, yeah.
Like I just went to a hot dog place. I was just like, it was like a cart. I was like, "You guys have hot dogs?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll take one diggity dog, please." It's like, it was the best fucking hot dog I've ever had.
Steph Leland's
It was
25 again.
It was
Oh,
plain as shit.
yay.
Like it was as
Love it.
plain as shit.
Drunk out of his mind, he ate a plain ass hot dog.
It's a
Man,
plain ass
I
hot dog.
applaud you.
I remember those
we
days.
we went to Trader Sam's Friday night, and then we found ourselves back there on Saturday night, and it
Mhm.
was very like we walked in, and the bartender goes, "Oh, gentlemen, you're back." I was like, "Not a good sign." It's
No.
like- they fucked up on my order. They forgot to bring me my drink, and like I was just kind of just waiting to get my second drink, and the
Yeah.
guy came around and he asked Shane because Shane didn't get his second drink right away, and he was like, "Oh, are you ready for your second drink?" And Shane was like, "Yeah, I'll get this." And he looks at me and goes, "Why aren't you drinking?" And I was like, "Oh,
You didn't give me it.
I was
yeah.
like, I haven't got my drink yet." And he goes, "Oh, okay, hold on." So he goes around and he comes back and he brings both our drinks. He goes, "We got our lines crossed, so this drink is on us." And I was like, "Oh,
Nice.
okay." I was like, "You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in my mind, I was only gonna buy 2 drinks. That was my budget. I was like, I'm only gonna buy 2 drinks.
And now you get to
But-
have
Now you can
But
buy
another
three.
since I got one for free, I was like, well, that means I'm still gonna buy 2 drinks. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was yep.
Sounds like a
Um,
good time.
So I
Yeah.
wanted to tell you this though, because I needed to hear both your opinions of this.
Okay.
And
Hang on,
anyone
do I
in the
have to-
chat,
do I have to restart my camera so I can.
no, you don't have to. It's fine.
I'm-
You could.
I'm
Your
kind-
vocal
You can
opinion
if
is
you
fine.
want to try, but
I'm gonna try. I'm
Um,
kind of scared it might fuck up the stream, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
It's loading. This might have been a terrible idea. I think I made a huge mistake. I
Bad.
stream.
Yeah, well,
did it work?
no, it did not work.
It did not work.
Okay.
Luckily, the stream could hear me like panicking, but hey, it's fine.
You're okay.
Can
Yeah,
is
it's
this can this okay? Anyway, I'm gonna tell my story because it's
Yeah.
still good.
Oh no, you're still good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're moving now.
So
yeah.
last week at the store, I need, and anyone in chat, I want your opinions on this as well. So last week in the store, we'll end on this because this is
Okay.
wild. So at a long-term customer, been coming there for years.
Okay.
Okay, so this dude, we've noticed last like couple months, give or take, he's still ordering a lot of books,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
but he's not actually buying any books. Like he'll have like a stack this thick weekly. Like he orders one of everything. And I'll put it in his folder. And then about Wednesday or Thursday, I'll come in and look and I'll be like, oh, I guess he purchased his books because his folder's empty. And he usually comes in a couple times a week and he buys dollar books as well.
Mm-hmm.
Make a long story short, we started finding his books on the shelf as if he's taking them out of his folder and then just putting them back on the floor and then going and buying $10 worth of dollar books, but not picking up the $90 worth of books we've actually ordered for him. So this is where we're at, right? So
Yeah, I'm like
last
trying to comprehend everything because I'm
try
just
to
like,
figure it
wait,
out
what?
because so
Yeah.
this gets fishier. So last week I did the adult, executive decision where I was like, I called him out. I was like, hey, like, do you not want me to pull books anymore? And he was like, what do you mean? Well, we find them on the floor and you're not buying a stack anymore. So like I just assumed you're putting them back. So should I still be pulling books? And he goes, no, I only put some back. Okay. And I looked down, I'm like, but this is a $10 stack of, dollar books, and none of the
Yeah.
books that I pulled for you are in this stack. So when did you buy those other books that you said you bought? He goes, oh, I bought them yesterday when you were on your lunch. Oh, okay. Could be true. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, because you
So-
were on your lunch.
Was
so
on my lunch.
sure.
So I came in the next day and I told Paul all this, my boss. And he looks at me and goes, no, he didn't come in yesterday on your lunch. I was like, oh, interesting. So he
He's a
lied to
liar.
my face. So he lied to my face, right?
Yeah.
So Paul was like, huh. And he goes, okay, well, I'm not going to pull his books next week. I was like, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. And I was still like, before we closed for the weekend for WonderCon, I was like, God, I hope he doesn't come in on my shift because I really just don't want to like deal with this. So I hope he comes in
Yeah.
on Paul's shift. And he did. So he came in yesterday. Paul told me this today. So he came in yesterday, and I guess Paul called him out because we didn't pull him books. So he's like, where are my books? And Paul goes, well, you put them all back on the floor. So I figured you didn't want them anymore, and it's a waste of money for us to keep ordering them.
Of
And he
course.
goes, no. I come in when you're on your break. And he was like, well,
Oh.
that's interesting because you told Leland the same thing, that you come in on his lunch. So
he's a
and then-
pathological liar.
this guy, you buckle the fuck
Yeah.
up. You are not ready for this.
Wait, I have a quick question. When it
Sure.
comes to pulling books,
Yes.
you mean you're taking what he wants as an order and you're setting it aside for him?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
And he buys it or he didn't buy it and just
He's-
pulled it, he didn't purchase it, and he put it back.
Yep. Yes, 100%.
And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
lying about buying
okay.
them.
And he's
Yeah,
and
now
he's
he's
lying about
yeah,
buying it.
he's 100% putting them back on the floor and then lying to us saying that he is purchasing them when either I am not there or Paul's not there, so we don't see that he's there. But I'm like, you do know we speak, right?
Yeah.
Like we're
Does
going
he
to
not
talk.
put that two together? Also, does he
well,
not know your stock in the
Well,
store?
wait,
It's
what
like,
if-
hey, we have this one copy that we got for you. Why is it on our shelf?
Well, okay. What if he just doesn't have object permanence?
what does that mean?
Like when he doesn't see a thing, to him it's gone.
Maybe. Well, buckle fuck up. So he told yesterday, and I wasn't here for this. He said he has a brother that comes in and picks up his books, but we don't know what the brother looks like. So he puts them back on the shelf. And we were like, what? And Paul goes, I'm sorry, what? And he goes, yeah. I pull from me and my brother. My brother comes in and he knows where my folders is. So he pulls them out and he puts them back on the floor. I'll just have to ask my brother to stop doing that.
But
And we were
how-
like,
but you guys are in charge of the folders.
right. What's your question?
No, but if you guys are in charge of the folders, you would know that.
Oh, there's another person coming in and pulling
Yeah,
books out of a
going
folder.
into
Oh,
his
100%.
folder.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
That makes
watch
no
everybody.
sense.
I am very aware of everyone who comes into my store.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Um,
This guy is going on a thing as if like there's more than three of you people, or more than two of you in the store, as if you guys don't talk to each other.
So
and it's
now
bizarre.
we have a brother, a mystery brother, who pulls books out of the 25% area. Like this guy gets 25% off on his books because he pre-orders them. So this gentleman who pulls out a $90 stack of book every week, maybe puts some back, maybe not, is purchasing without the 25%.
Yeah, that
That's-
makes no
that's-
goddamn sense.
You
I
also
was like,
wouldn't
well,
be able to purchase a book unless you guys rung him up. So I'm just so confused at this process.
And no, I mean, granted, okay, so apparently Paul looks at me and goes, I bought it. He goes, he sold me on this mystery brother. And I was like, did he fucking really? He goes, he goes, no, it's a complete lie, but believe the lie. Just like, he goes, he sold it so well that it's like, oh, okay, then it has to be somewhat true. And I was like, well, maybe we should meet said brother. Or I don't know, does the said brother not want the 25% off? Because we don't give it to anybody. We literally, it's 60 people. Only 60 people get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is this? This is such a convoluted lie that is so not believable.
What
I
if
have
they're
so many
twins?
questions.
I was like, are they twins? And yes, that thought crossed my mind.
Like your percentage and all that, like the percentage that you give these people who get off. Like,
Right.
do they show you a card? Do they present you with something, or you just know them by name? Like, you get this discount.
Oh no, I just know them by name because it's such a low number. But I'll be honest, Steph, I am fucking really good at my job. I know we have about 900 customers that I probably see a month.
Yeah.
Most of those I would probably see about 400 of those weekly. I know every single one of their names. I know exactly typically what they get pulled, and I know exactly where their shit's at in the store. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm good at my job. That's the only really the way to say it. So for someone to be like, oh, I have a mystery brother who comes in and pulls books, and I'm like, but I've never seen anyone other than you pull those books out. Like, I told him straight to his face. I was like, bro, I watched you put books on the shelf. And he was like, no, just some. Okay. But I saw you take out 26 books and you have given me $10 books. So where are the new 26 books? He's like, oh, there's some of them on the shelf. Yeah, some maybe, but not all 26. Because there's nothing left in your folder.
He
had an answer
that he's stealing.
I don't know.
I put some of them back. I stole the rest.
Just
it was so weird. And we're talking a long-term customer. Someone that I have spoken to twice a week for about 10 years. Like, I know this man. Well, I don't, but because apparently he has a mystery twin that likes to come in and do shit.
You are aware of this man.
Weird.
I am dumbfounded at the lie. Like, it got so, and I was like, how quickly did he pull that lie out of his ass? He goes, so quick. It was like, oh god.
All the confidence in the world too. You start to question
like he
your
was
own
waiting for it.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, like I think when I caught on his shit last week, he probably was like, oh, I better come up with a lie. Okay.
I don't know, man. Some of people and their lies are just so extreme where I'm just like, you say it so casually as if you're like telling the truth, but it's so obvious you're lying, but it's also kind of believable because it's like, this is so bizarre for you to lie, but that's so weird.
You know,
it is so wild. Like,
Yeah.
I was just kind of like this, and we're like, if he had said, hey, I'm falling on hard times, I can't afford my books, we are so okay with it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like you'd be so understanding. You don't have to
yeah,
come
like-
up with this stupid story. Just
for
tell
sure,
us,
man, it's
hey
cool.
man, I can't afford the books, and you'll be like, okay, well just
Yeah.
let us know when you
Cool,
can.
bro. Just
And
stop
we-
pre-ordering them, and
It's-
we'll be straight.
But that's the kicker. He still keeps giving us the monthly pre-order, which is full of like at least $700 worth of books each month. I'm like, so should I be pulling these books in, May for you? It's like,
It's so weird.
it is.
so
It is.
interesting.
I'm honestly at this point, I'm kind of like the Michael Jackson gif. I want to watch out. I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a chair
The
and get my
popcorn?
popcorn. Oh
I-
yeah.
I
I'm
really
just
want
like-
you to like just put up a camera so we could just watch with you.
Oh man.
I was shocked when my boss told me that today, and he was just like, apparently there's a brother. I was like, oh, there is there?
There's so much of this
Okay.
story that I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's the thing that's the funny, because we have two sets of pools. We have what we call the always pool, which is, let's say, Steph, you wanted to get I don't know, something, a My Little Pony book. That's cute. You're
Okay,
cute.
sure.
That works out. That seems like something Steph would get. or a
can see
Hello
it.
Kitty. So like, so you go, hey, I would like Hello Kitty once a month. And I go, great. Give me your
Every
name and
time there's
phone
Hello
number.
Kitty, yeah,
Boom.
you'll put it
So
to the side.
once a month, I pull Hello Kitty. You can come in once a month, every couple weeks, whatever you fucking want to do. As long
Yeah.
as I see you within a 3-month period and I know you're alive, I'll pull books for you.
Yeah.
But that's the Elways pool. And then there's more hardcore people, which is what, let's say, Jordan would do, where Jordan's like, ooh, I want to get all the X titles. Anything with an X in front of it, I want
Yeah,
it.
is what okay.
But I also want variant covers because I'm
Ooh.
crazy about X-Men. So he gives me a little book that tells me in 2 months, these are what he wants. There are only about 80 of those people in the store. The rest of my like 700 people are regular. Hey, I just want Batman.
Like
Great.
they go in here
Yeah.
for whatever they want.
So
Yeah.
those 60 people, I know them very well because they're the ones I have. They're first come, first serve because they pay for the service
Yeah.
of the $4.99 to fill that stupid book out. They do homework. That's why we give them 25% off because we're asking them to do a little work.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I know these people.
Yeah.
Like,
Because also you're at the store, so you see these same people all the time.
I
And you just
am
happen
there.
to like
6 days
Yeah.
a week. These people, I saw so many of them at WonderCon, and they came up and said hi to me. And it was all people I would actually say hi to. There was not a single person I ducked into an aisle out of.
hey,
Nice.
that's like
'Cause-
me. Or well, it's not the same story, but that's like me at like some of the jobs I've worked at, where like you see the same people, they got an order that they like, they always get that order. So as soon as you see them, you know exactly what they want. Or
Yeah.
like, which again, Jamba Juice. It was like that.
All right,
Smash
Steph,
Bros. You know, the
there's
same
your
freaking
your
people.
one per show.
Oh, this is that one weird guy that always gets the chicken sandwich, but asks for no chicken in it. It's like, then why do you get the chicken sandwich with no chicken? Like, it makes no sense. Or someone will get a smoothie and then they'll just be like, "Hi, I want a peanut butter mood, but I don't want peanut butter in it. I just want chocolate." And I'm like, "Okay,
So you want the
do
chocolate mood?"
chocolate mood?"
Do you want
And
a
then they're
chocolate
like,
smoothie?
"No, I want the peanut butter mood because it comes with the bananas." And I'm just like, "Okay, well then get a chocolate mood and add bananas." Like why do you make it so fucking complicated? But
Because
like
customers are like that.
they're so weird. Like okay, so at my current job
wait,
now,
hang on.
because I'm
Wait,
at
Steph, I'm so sorry. Cody, what the fuck? I had a mate who would order corn dogs just for the corn.
there's no corn dogs in corn dogs. Unless it's cornmeal. Is the batter cornmeal? No.
I actually don't know what the batter's made out of.
I think it's just breading. I'm not really
Oh,
sure.
it is cornmeal. Okay,
Okay,
thanks, Beck.
that's fine.
That I mean, okay.
But what
that
if you
makes
got
sense,
a
but
corn dog that was
no, wait,
really
just get
corn
cornmeal then.
What-
Why are
this
you?
gets this just keeps getting worse.
in the cornmeal? So you think it's a hot dog, and you take a confident bite, and your teeth don't go into the meat to what you think is a hot dog, and it just stops at the nub of the
You just,
corn,
you just bite the stick.
the corn stem or whatever it's called.
The corn stem.
I don't know what it's called. The corn thing.
Corn meat, corn. You're on timeout. Just like-
Yeah, no. My thing right now with like certain okay, so one thing I've noticed at reception is you see the same freaking people. Well, you see the same obviously coworkers. So I try to make an effort of like getting their names. So like if I catch them like in the hallway or if like we're like I'm somewhere in the break room, I usually just be like, "Oh, can I get your name?" Like I'm the other receptionist. I just kind of want to get a face to people so I know who they are because that's
Sure.
just what happens, right? So I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then like vendors, like the vendors start becoming like the same people you see all the time that they actually like address me like our UPS driver. He addresses me by name and I know his name. And then there's like an Amazon guy who comes by and he's like, "What's up, Stephanie?" And I'm like, "Hey, so and so." And just like, it's all that where you're like you start to get like these names of people, or you start going into certain stores all the time, you start knowing the names of people or restaurants. Yeah, it's kind of wild because sometimes I don't know. When I worked at seafood, I remember some guy. He knew my name, and then I think I already mentioned the story. He started calling me Bertha, and I let him get away with it twice. And then I corrected him the third time because he kept saying it, and I was like, "Actually, my name is Steph." And then he goes, "I've been calling you Bertha." And I was like, "I don't know," and I didn't want to correct you because you were so confident with
My
saying
name is Steph.
it.
No, it's not. It's Bertha. I know who you are, Bertha.
It turns
I'm
real dark
lying.
real quick.
Yeah,
I had a customer for years. I watched this kid grow up a little bit,
yeah.
and his mom called him Pablo. So I kept
Is that
calling him
his name?
Pablo. Apparently it wasn't. And then I was like, then why the fuck
Is
did
it
your
an
mom call
inside
you
joke?
Pablo like 20 years ago? Like, I don't. All right, man. I don't. Get the fuck out of here.
Did he
I
look
don't-
like Escobar or really curly hair?
No. He was on the
There-
run.
There was a story I mentioned once before where I was like so confident that this person we drove by was like our friends, me and Jordan's friend's little sister. So I said her name several times and she answered me. And then when we got closer, I realized that wasn't her at all. And I don't know why she agreed to a name that was not hers. But it was a weird situation because we drove away and I was like, that wasn't you. That was I don't know who this stranger was or why they would agree to another stranger who was very confident thinking they knew who they were. Yeah, that was that. I had a silly moment today where okay, have you ever walked by people and just out of habit said hi because you're just trying to be proper and they're kind of in your way, but you said hi to someone that you're not really close to and or don't really like and ignore like all the time?
No, I don't leave the house.
That happened to me today, and my walk to the hall was just like, now they think I like them, and I don't.
Does this person's name start with an H?
No,
Oh, okay.
Don't
Yeah,
say the letter.
no,
I
Nope,
know,
don't say-
no,
I
don't,
know
no
exactly
one,
who it is.
no. But it just so happened that I walked by and I was just like, hi, and then I immediately walked away and was just like, fuck. I ignored you forever and I don't mind ignoring you because you do not exist to me. But today I acknowledged you and I didn't want to do that. And I wish I could say, I didn't mean that and then walk away.
You should have. You should have just turned around. I didn't mean that.
And
Frank.
I still hate you.
I don't like you, Frank.
like like little things like that where I'm just like, huh. Or like there have been times where I accidentally sent the wrong person a game invite and I was like, I didn't want to play with you and I'm sorry, that was an accident.
Look, I did that one time too, and I handled it like a perfectly fine adult.
Oh, dude,
I
Jordan
blocked
handled
him.
it terribly.
I blocked him on everything, deleted his number, everything. I wiped myself out of his life.
Yeah, I get it.
Just to respond back like, my bad, that was an accident. No, there was so many levels to the steps that Jordan took that I was like, this is too much.
All right, we'll end on my uncomfortable, and then
Okay.
we'll fuck off and it's good night. So last year for one of the wrestle whatevers, we were having a bunch of people over. I have two friends named Adam.
Okay.
Okay.
I texted the wrong one.
Oh
And
no.
it was like, I was like, hey, you guys want to come over on Saturday? It'd be great. We'll have pizza. Ask your girl, blah, 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 blah,
No.
blah. And then I didn't get a response for like 2 days. And that's very unusual for Adam.
For
Yeah.
the Adam that you're
For- yeah,
expecting. Where's
and then
my-
I got,
where's my
and then,
response?
and then I got a response from other Adam, which is like, oh, you know what? Thanks for the invite, but we won't be able to make it because we're busy. And I was like, oh yeah,
Was it
no,
for you?
I get it. Actually, we got COVID, so we won't. We canceled the party. So yeah, sorry. I was like, yeah. It's like, that's when I realized I sent it to the wrong one.
Hands over to like an Instagram post. This is the best day ever hanging out with my friends. It's like, what?
Look at us. We're having so much fun together, unmasked in the small room.
I was so stupid. I was like, oops. But then I had to
Oh,
immediately text the
Lord.
real Adam. Hey, so can you guys come on Friday?
you
Can you
coming
bring
over?
pizza?
It's like, man, this is really short notice, Leland.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sorry.
Man,
Anyway,
gonna
you can
lie.
follow me at,
There you go.
at Leland Pierce R for all this nonsense.
Yay! Oh, go.
Yes, if you enjoyed this ridiculous conversation, please follow us on all the social media stuff. Look for at LRC Podcast on the Twitter, on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok, I guess. On Hive. Remember Hive? Remember that was a thing? We're there too.
Yeah.
Kind of. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, follow us. If this is your first time here and you have no idea who we are, well, let me tell you, this gray box with the two blue squares rotating around is me, your boy, at Jordan is a Bear. You can find me on most social media platforms. Just look for at Jordan is a Bear. No, Quibi is dead. It'll never come back, Scott. Quibi is gone.
I remember that. It was like
God.
it was 6
I know,
months.
right? Remember
I
there was
don't
like
remember that.
exclusive shows on Quibi that didn't make it, so they put it on YouTube
I
instead.
don't remember this at all.
Steph, you're fine.
You're
Your life's
fine.
better that
Okay.
you don't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember Quibi.
As you heard, you can find Leland at Leland Pierce Art on the Instagram. He is doing all of these drawings of DC heroes and their villains. Right now, you're on
Green Lantern Week
Yeah.
started
Green
today.
Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yes. So go and look at Leland's art and appreciate it. He is a beautiful artist. People.
So aggressive.
I was like, oh.
Steph, where can people find
You
you on
can
the
find me
internet?
on you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at Stephanoids. That's STPHUHNOIDS. I post shit sometimes.
Remember, you can find our fourth pod mate, Anthony, at Spooky the 13th on the social medias. I forgot which ones he usually says, but it's at Spooky the 13th.
Yes.
Yeah, that is it for us tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. I wish you could see my face, but you can't. I am just this gray box with the rotating. This is what I actually look like without my
Just
makeup.
moving
I
and
am just a gray box with two rotating squares of varying sizes.
Yes, okay.
And you
It
know what?
happens.
Everyone here accepts me for who I am. So thank you, everyone.
All right,
This
bye,
is a
everybody.
weird episode. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm alone on that? Bye.
Bye.
Bye.